Hassan, do you think you and Mysonne could ever piece this thing up with y'all two?
I mean, with Mysonne, it's really not a beef with him. It's just a different in opinions. And I feel like Mysonne and Tamika Mallory owe the black community some answers, and we haven't gotten them answers, or better yet, a lot of people haven't asked the questions that should have been asked. And for example, right? Mysonne reached out to me because of a brother named Eric Bennett, who's incarcerated right now in Old McDougal Correctional Facility for murder. You know, good, strong brother, right? He was like, yo, we got a lot of people in common. And we agreed to be cool until the riots broke out,
I remember.
right?
I remember that.
So when I seen Tamika Mallory on the news screaming, let Target and AutoZone burn, and then went outside in my neighborhood on Fordham Road and seen them young boys robbing and looting and setting stores on fire. And I'm like, nah, this ain't it. And when I started realizing that these marches and these protesters that was protesting was going on, you know, somehow there was construction bricks lined up in areas for them to destroy the stores in the community. And, you know, my number one question for my son is, if Antifa has, you know, just basically blended in with y'all structure and started destroying the communities, why y'all didn't raise the red flag and tell these children don't go out there, that Antifa is actually out there instigating a lot of the things that's going on in the community? There was a lot of things that they got silent on, which was weird to me, instead of speaking out. But I understood why they couldn't speak out, because you can't serve two masters. They only serve that one God called George Soros, who sponsored those rallies, who paid for them to go outside only as ambulance chasers when the police did something. But yet we have, you know, young kids, 16 years old, just murdered right now in New York City. Nobody's talking about this 16-year-old that's dead, you know? So there's a lot of things that we need answers for when you have Black Lives Matter receiving over $90 million dollars, and there's not one building, not one structure dedicated to black people, just mansions. You got to explain to me how you have no income, but you done moved up to penthouses and in luxury cars at the expense of black people, but nothing has been done for us except for distractions of ambulance chasing. Most of these people was like, how do we have our kids dying in the streets? And you know, no disrespect, but I got to be disrespectful sometimes. We out there sitting up there protesting over fentanyl Floyd. You mean to tell me Breonna Taylor, you know, it's a proven fact that she was in a drug gang. Her boyfriend was in a drug gang. And I'm not going to say that she deserved to die in that little crossfire that happened. But anytime that our children, you know, the children are supposed to be a future, they supposed to be the future. Where we supposed to be passing the torch to, they even being kidnapped by the penitentiary, or they dying in the streets at the hand of other children. And people are just looking in different directions as if we don't even see it. There's a nasty spell that's been cast on the black community, specifically our children, and nobody cares. All we care about is the crackheads. All we care about, you got niggas riding and having a fit because the cracker police decided that they wanted to kill an inmate. And it just so happened that the inmate that they randomly killed and beat like a runaway slave was in jail for stabbing a woman to death. He murdered that woman. They gutted her. The same way they did him, he did a black female. And instead of him coming back home and doing that to another female, the crackers did us a favor, but we mad. We never using our voice on behalf of the children. It's just niggas that ain't shit. You got niggas like Big Meech. This nigga went to jail for committing. Do you know how many homicide, how many bodies dropped off of the drugs? How many people OD'd off of the drugs that he sold? This nigga comes home. Before he even come home, he got a whole series dedicated to the destruction he did to the black community. And now we watching wars going on, not because we want to get this shit off of TV, but because 50 Cent mad because his son took a picture with Rick Ross. So now we caught up in between a drug dealer beefing with 50 Cent and a correction officer that turned rapper. And this is what we caught up, that caught our attention. And see me, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna tap into celebrity gossip because this is the only thing that black people care about.
Are you pro 50 Cent or Rick Ross? Which one are you going with? I'll keep it real. I'm going with 50 Cent. I'm riding with 50 Cent on this one because 50 Cent sent this little dude to college. He tried to take care of his brother, and then here come Rick Ross. I think Big Meech was wrong for posing with Rick Ross, knowing that they got beef. Why would you do something like that? Why wouldn't Rick Ross just step back and say, you know what? I know what y'all got going on. Let me fall back. I think it was a whole setup by Rick Ross because the movie that 50 Cent was doing, I mean, I was loving that show. I liked the show. It was good entertainment. You know, now it's dead. What do you think about that? Who do you think is wrong in this situation?
Actually, the show getting ready to come back on, and I think a lot of this is just promotion for the show. You know, I do believe that 50 stands on principles when
right.
you got to pick a side because he's shown that consistently. And when it comes to that, I have to stand with 50 because of the principle, because there's too many people that's disloyal. I go through similar situations where I see people standing next to people. It's like, hold up, I've been good to you for years, but you standing or you speaking or you like even down to social media. I've seen people that I got love for, that I've done things for, broke my back for, actually liking posts of people that said derogatory things about me. Like, oh, did you like that? Did you really like that? After I done sat up there and did as much as I done damn near put niggas' kids through college. Mm-hmm. When people be asking about, what are you doing for the community? No, it starts at home. Charity begins at home. And you can't even get to the community when you got a lot of people around you that's doing bad. You can't get to the community because it starts within your village. But the problem is that, when you help people, it creates a monster. It creates a monster. And then when you tell people no, or I ain't got it right now, it creates an enemy. On top of the fact that, in my situation, I personally believe that nobody expected me to become who I am right now. So you got a lot of people that feel like they was the shit back in the days, but this ain't back in the days. You got to still keep yourself relevant now. So,
right.
When you deal with the principle of loyalty, and 50 know what he did. He took the time up to build this kid, and now you got the kid all over the internet looking like he going to a rehab, and they got him in a chair looking crazy. 50
right.
Cent just comment. That's one of the videos I was going to do today. 50 commented on the situation and said, "Damn, you're not going to help this little nigga." And I felt every bit of that because what it's like to come. You the star. You little Meech. You all over stars and you all over TV, and the next thing your career's over with. Just because your father decided to make one wrong move.
Right.
And then he tried to stand on that.
Crazy.